Alright, hello guys, welcome back to Pokemon Emerald. Yeah, I just want to show off a couple new things now that we got the third gym badge from Watson. We can end up going in here, and what we actually have to do is, and I just want to check, yeah, I used probably maybe 6 soda pops, and probably like 3 cherry berries, I'll admit, and 1 revive, but yeah, all that was kind of necessary, because I don't have like a ground type for the electric gym. I also don't have an actual fighting type really, so for like the Magneton. If you guys are struggling with the third gym, go ahead and pick up like a Makuhita and then evolve it in Mauville to an actual Hariyama at level 24, and you will just have the easiest time ever with Watson. But yeah, guys, there's level 19 for Lombre. All my Pokemon are coming around pretty well, or coming pretty well. Anyway, guys, I'm actually gonna get rid of, I think, Astonish. I don't really want that move. I'm actually kind of a fan of Fake Out in this game. It's actually not too bad of a move. Of course, I'm not sure what my nature power is in this cave, but it looks like Absorb just works so well. It might be like Mud Shot actually in the cave or something. I can't really remember. I don't really know. I think there's like a total of 5 nature powers. Actually, it kind of regulates. No one really knows. But anyway, here's a Machop. I'm going to go ahead and go for a Confusion. And that should easily knock it out. So yeah, looks like that was probably the easiest fight ever right after my third gym badge. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and pick up the Max Ether here. And now these two are like lovebirds. And they're like split apart by these 2 boulders. So we're going to smash these rocks and go ahead and pick up HM. Is it HM04? Yeah, HM04 strength. We actually need HM04 strength to beat the game. So make sure you guys come there and pick up HM04 strength. Anyway, guys, the next thing we have to do is come down here. If you have a dark type, this is going to be fantastic. So actually what we end up doing is we have to talk to this guy. He says he dropped his glasses. Yeah, there they are, the black glasses. So yeah, that's an item that will boost dark type moves. And yeah, it looks like he's kind of gonna head out after saying that those were not his glasses. Or he's just going to give us the glasses. Anyway, there's an HP up. There's our first steroid. I'm actually going to go ahead and use that right now. And actually, items are the same thing as actual medicine. But yeah, I'm kind of looking. You know what, guys? I'm actually going to give it to my Lombre. But it looks like we need 1 more to end up boosting up Lombre's HP there, but that should be fantastic if we can find 1 more HP up. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and spray another repel. And yeah, I will say there's no repels in Mauville City. If you guys are curious, I'm not really sure why, but there just are not. So you have to head back to Slateport. I might be able to get through everything with 13, which is what I need to end up, yeah, eventually going. Oh yeah, and actually, guys, I might be teaching strength right now. Of course, I have a lot of HMs on my Pokemon. You know what, guys? We're gonna go ahead and give strength to Vigoroth because it's the same type attack. It actually has 80 power and 100 accuracy. Of course, we have two HMs already. Man, it's just a bummer. I got rid of. Yeah, I actually got rid of, or I have Cut or Rock Smash. I think both were necessary to beat Watson. Of course, God, I just wish I could get rid of Cut, but you cannot get rid of HMs until the move deleter. So you know what, guys? We're gonna say goodbye to maybe a move that I might need though. But I just need some more power, so we have to say goodbye to Jan. We're gonna have to do it. I think it's necessary. Anyway, guys, I actually want to teach strength to one more Pokemon. I'm actually going to give it to my Lombre. And actually, I'm going to get rid of... well, actually, I really don't know. I think, yeah, Flash is an HM in this game. You know what, guys? I'm going to keep Nature Power. I think I'm not going to teach Strength. But yeah, guys, everything is pretty much covered. Oh yeah, and then here we go. So yeah, guys, enjoy the trainer battles. I'll just shut up and let you guys enjoy them. But yeah, pardon my friend. Alright guys, we're going to cut the video right here, but I'll see you guys next time.